Hello, Dr. Dan here. Well, this is week one of your personnel psychology class, and there's a lot of information that we need to go over, so let me jump right into it. First off, if you haven't already done so, make sure you click Start Here, because what that's going to do is introduce you to the class, introduce you to your professor. You will introduce yourself, and there's a little bit of additional resources in here for you to go over. Once you've done that, click on the week by week, and then you'll see the class, which is kind of a short class, a lot of information to cover. Week one is recruitment selection as the topic. So each week you will have a different topic that you will go over that's included in what's called the employment life cycle. You can read about that here. I created a model for you that essentially summarizes the employment life cycle from the beginning, recruitment selection, through training, development, evaluation, and ultimately when an employee leaves an organization, and then the cycle starts over again. There's a lot more to it, of course, culture, climate, ethics, law, all that stuff. So you'll be able to learn about that here. And I think you'll find this really interesting. Next, we have the readings for the week, which we provide you a number of different readings. There's no textbook, but we do provide you with readings. And then also you have to find supplementary scholarly resources that you'll also use for the discussions as well as the assignments. Here's some pretty interesting videos that you'll go through. Of course, the discussion for each week. And within the discussion, I do have several components for each. Make sure you're writing, I rarely like to give examples of how much to write because some of you may write more and go above and beyond, but probably I'd say minimum of a paragraph for each of these. And so go through that for the week. In week one, you'll be actually doing a little bit more work where you describe the components of the employee life cycle. You'll summarize and synthesize the various materials that you'll be reading about and watching in the videos. What that means is not only summarize them, but also look for, compare and contrast the information. Look for similarities, look for maybe some differences so that you understand in some detail how, in the case of recruitment selection, how different people view those particular processes. You'll also then in turn describe 2 strategic recruitment methods that can be used to find specialized employees. Specialized meaning not just necessarily, let's say, a frontline employee that does a task that pretty much anyone could do with 5 minutes of training, such as just selecting an object, or repetitive work like that. No, we're talking more specialized, whether it be particular welding skills, maybe it's leadership management skills, maybe it's training skills, whatever it might be, some sort of specialized employee. But how do you recruit people like that? And then name a couple evidence-based approaches that are used, evidence-based methods, to actually select those individuals. So what type of, for instance, what would not be evidence-based approach would be an interview. Okay, just interviewing someone is not evidence-based method. It's not scientific because you might select someone with a lot of bias. So you have a lot of bias as you're selecting an individual. It might be due to their looks, for instance, versus a structured interview where you have scoring methods and multiple people interviewing and all sorts of different ways that you can go about interviewing. That is much more of an evidence-based approach. So that's what you'll be doing for the discussion for week one. And then finally, after you submit your discussion post, go through the employment life cycle project. It is rather, I believe, again, rather interesting, definitely a great project that in terms of how much you can learn by doing this project. What you will be doing is, I've already started it for you. I created this template right here, which you will contribute to each week. What you'll be doing is basically by the end of week 5, you will be building, and then by the end of week 5, you'll be turning in a presentation. And so what you'll do each week is contribute additional slides to the PowerPoint, follow the instructions for each week, and then you'll be recording yourself describing the information on each slide. So by the time you're done, you don't have to do a live presentation, but you will have a recorded presentation for each slide in the PowerPoint. I believe you'll find that rather interesting, kind of an innovative approach to an online presentation. I also provided you for week 1 an optional video you can watch. And you should. It's not too long, but it describes some various trends in 2020. And then finally, the continuous improvement survey. Just please fill out the survey. That way we can learn how to continuously improve not only the class, but the instructor's methods that are used. That's all I have, and I do and hope that you really enjoy week 1 of personnel psychology. Thanks a lot, and have a very blessed day.